Rodney Street. I'm sorry I can't be with you, but I am happy that we have the internet and so many ways to still do STEAM lessons. So today I need you to get out a piece of paper, a pair of scissors, and some markers, because we are going to use math and art to create an origami monster eye. Once you've unfolded your piece of paper, you can take your corners and fold them down one level toward the middle. Do the same on both sides. Crease them. Take the same corner that you just folded and put it one more time down toward the middle, working on the eyelid. Do the same on the bottom. So you're left with a space where we can draw our monster eye. You're going to start by drawing a dark circle. Now I don't have a dark marker, so I'm going to be using green first to draw a big circle in the middle. And actually, if you layer red on top of green, it makes a really dark color. So I'm going to do that. Now you're going to draw another circle in the middle of the eye to be the pupil. But just before you finish your circle, leave a little space where you can have a highlight. Go ahead and fill in that partial circle. Now because I'm trying to make my color dark, I'm going to go over it with green again. If you have black or gray, you can just do this once. Okay, now to make my last monster eye, I used blues. Can you see? I used a dark blue, a medium blue, and a light blue. This time, I'm gonna do something different and use greens. I still have my dark green, medium green, and instead of a light green, I'm going to use yellow for some variation. Starting with your dark green, go ahead and add little jagged lines around the edge of the eye. Change up how long you go, how short you stay, keeping mostly to the outer edge, not messing up inside too much. Every single eye that you will ever see is different, so whatever you do here is up to you. By adding dark on the outer edge and working it in lighter shades going toward the middle, you'll get the illusion that the eye has depth. Now, taking my medium color, I'm going to trace just along the edge I made with the dark green, blending into it and pulling out, but still leaving the center white. Lastly, I'm going to use my light yellow. Blending in with the green. I'm not going to go all the way to the pupil because I like to have a little white highlight toward the very center. You can change the sizes of these. Maybe if you want to make another one, make a really big yellow spot and a tiny dark green. Alright, now that you have your eye, you're going to cover it up by doing one last flap toward the middle on both sides. Crease and flip over. Can you see the eye still? Go ahead and take one of the corners from one side and push it towards the middle and crease. Do the same thing for the other side. Fold it toward the middle and crease. You should have something that looks like this. Now the next part is kind of hard, but if you break it up into sections, it shouldn't be. Every single corner you're going to take and fold toward the middle. There's a faint crease line right down the middle. So now that I did that side, I'll move on to this side. Kind of like when you're folding a paper airplane, folding the edge toward the middle. The same with this side, folding the edge toward the middle. Once you've gotten to this part, you're going to want to flip it over, revealing your eyelids. Use your finger to prop open both sides of the eyelids and break it free. Then you should be able to use your corners, push them together to open up your eye, pull them tight to close your eye. Now it's the fun part. You get to come up with any kind of pattern that you want to be your monster's skin on the outside. You can add eyelashes, eyeliner, maybe even details on the inside. Everybody's monster will be unique. Now let's talk about how we used math and art today in creating our monster eye. How do we use math? Well, we created a lot of folds that made shapes. What do you think this shape is? A trapezoid. And on the back, do you see all those triangles that you folded? What about when we started with a rectangle and had to make it into a perfect square? All of these shapes and precise measurements help us to problem solve to make folds that would create an opening monster eye. How did we use art? Do you remember the trick where I made a dark circle on the inside by using red and green? Red and green are complementary colors, and when they mix together, they create a muddied color because they're opposite on the color wheel. You could have the same effect by using blue and orange or purple and yellow. They're opposite on the color wheel, so they would make a dark, muddied color. We also explored art by talking about space. The depth inside the eye, going from dark to light in the center, created an illusion for people to make it look more like an eye. I'm really excited to see what kind of ways you guys come up with challenging yourselves. One way is that you can use the extra strip of paper left over from the square and try to make a baby eye. When you make today's STEAM lesson, I would love to see what you came up with. You can email pictures of your work at indiana@rstta.org, or you can post them on Facebook or Instagram and hashtag RodneyStreet STEAM.